welcome. This is the old 77. Wiki. It's a safe place, Scotty.
In an unsafe world, Dave. World.
That was for you.
That's not cool.
That was for you, Will Geyser. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you back on the show.
Doing well. Thanks for having me
It's been
again.
a little bit. We were going to
This
try
is
to
my
have you.
80th time on the show, I
think
believe.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, but who's really keeping count?
Who's counting?
Right? Yeah, we were gonna have you on.
Aaron would say I am, but
Well, probably. We were going to have you on a few weeks ago, right? And
Yep.
then that didn't work out. You had some family stuff or whatever that you had to tend to. You are getting close to being a daddy,
I
aren't you,
am
buddy?
2 months away.
Dangerously
Yes.
close,
Really
right?
close.
Away. Okay, you better enjoy it. Take all the drugs you can until that happens. I'm just saying.
Because after that, it's NyQuil
Yes, sir.
and Vicks, bro.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
And not even for me. No.
Nope.
Right.
Nope. You're getting up in the middle of the night to give it.
Are you having a boy?
We don't know.
No.
You don't know. Are you not going to know until
I
it
decided
happens?
that I didn't want to know, but Aaron is like,
Does she know?
nope.
Okay.
No, because if she knew,
it'd be on.
She wouldn't be able to keep it from you probably if she's anything like my wife.
We were going back and forth on the pronouns, and we've kind of just done he. Every once in a while we throw out a they, but then somebody was like they. It was like, no, we're just one.
Yeah.
No dos.
So let me ask you
Numero dos. No.
what does your heart or like your gut say? Do you have like an intuition on what you think?
He just said
I
it.
still can't believe I'm gonna be a dad.
Yeah, you're just trying to get past that part, huh? Does it feel like it's going to be a boy?
Do you feel like a dad yet?
No.
Yeah,
No.
you won't.
No.
Not until you actually hear him,
Yeah.
her,
They.
they.
So I've got
They're gender fluid.
two cousins that have carried on the Geyser names, and each one of them have a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just like to put another Geyser boy out there in the mix to
There
keep
you
the name
go.
going. But other
There you
than
go.
that, I'm like
Oh,
51-49.
Yeah. You'd be happy either way. That's how I
Healthy
was
kid,
too.
please. Thank you.
Yeah,
You know what?
same.
10 fingers, 10 toes.
For sure.
Everything's fine. That's all you need, man.
For sure, man.
Our, our major thing was we don't want that ugly kid.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks that their kid is cute, and it's like, we just.
Not
It doesn't
everybody.
have to be a great-looking
No.
kid,
Yeah.
but we don't need somebody to be like, "Hey, this is our kid," and get
we don't
the
want his
kinda
eyes
like,
going in opposite directions
no.
type
Oh,
of deal.
God,
yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
that. When they hand you the picture and you're like, oh, your kid looks like a potato.
Yeah. I think you guys will make a good-looking baby.
I mean, we're good-looking people. We should, but
No.
You make a good-looking
Oh, I'm so
baby.
sorry. Have you guys never heard that? Good-looking
I was
people,
just saying.
attractive people make ugly babies.
No, I don't
it's
believe that.
ugly people that make attractive babies.
What's your source, Scott? Who's
Me.
your source?
They.
Me. That they.
looked it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Their pronouns are she, him, and if.
Have you seen Cindy Crawford's daughter?
No.
She's not ugly.
No. Is she hot?
Yeah, she's very
What
hot.
is she?
What do you mean, what is she?
Is she a girl?
Yeah,
is
she
she
is
a
a girl.
boy?
No, she is a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were in the pronoun kick.
Hence
I
the
didn't
name,
know.
hence the word daughter.
I didn't know what was up.
Yeah.
Just checking.
No, she's a babe. I don't.
Cindy Crawford, you said.
Her daughter.
I thought you meant Cindy Lauper. I'm sorry. I
No,
was like,
no.
wow, that's something that never goes together.
Yeah, no.
She looks just like her, right?
kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not kind of. She
I
does
saw
look just like her.
She was on a movie or a show because we were watching TV, and Aaron's like,
They did a.
like put it on there. I was like, yep.
they
that's Cindy Craw-
recreated one of her old
Yeah.
Pepsi commercials, both of them,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it looks,
Heidi Klum.
spot on.
Heidi Klum also made a beautiful baby too. Her daughter is pretty hot.
See, then that means
Her
the
and
dad,
somebody,
That
yeah.
means the dad was ugly.
She didn't do it, but
Who is? I want. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no, I'm confused because isn't Heidi Klum with Seal? Isn't
last
it?
time I knew.
See, and he is fugly.
Right. So I'm wondering if that because
Somebody
her,
got kissed from a rose, bro.
because her daughter does not. I mean, you know how it is, man. It's hard to tell these days, but her daughter looks, she does not look like a mixed race baby to me. So maybe it's from before Seal. I don't know. But yeah, they did a photo shoot together, and a lot of people were like verbally bashing They were verbally bashing Heidi Klum for like sexualizing her daughter and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, I think your theory is bullshit, Scott. I think beautiful people make more beautiful babies.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
My kids are uglier than hell.
they're not.
I'm just saying.
No, they're not. No, they're not. How's school going for the kiddos so far?
Waiting for her to come around the corner.
Her kids are not going. She'd be like, hell yeah, they are.
Is Katie at the age where she hates school now too?
No, Katie is absolutely in love with school.
Good. That
She
makes me
is
happy.
just like, oh, I'm so happy and excited to be there.
Good.
But then, like 3-4 weeks later, she's going to be absolutely fucking miserable. Jonah, on the other hand, he did not want to go back to prison.
Yeah, I saw
That was his words.
I saw the pics y'all posted on Facebook, and Jonah was under protest. I could
Oh,
tell.
fuck yes.
You look like you were slightly under protest too.
I was a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
I get
I
it,
don't
bro.
wanna
I
go
didn't want to go
fucking
back
work. I
either.
don't wanna
Monday
go
was
back
a
to
tough day for
fucking
both of
work.
us.
Fuck
wasn't
yes,
it?
it was.
Because not only did we have to fucking deal with our kids, but then we had to deal with a job.
I was so worried. I was Ralphing in the trash can. So
Were you really?
Mm-hmm.
Like before you went in, or did you do it after you went in?
no,
did you?
I was fine afterwards. But it was just like getting there.
So now
and I
that
was
you've-
supposed to be there at 8 a.m. sharp, which
Yeah.
means I woke up. Of course, first day, 5 in the fucking morning. 5 a.m. I was up. I was in the shower at 5:30.
Did you plan to wake up that early?
No, I did not.
Just your anxiety woke you up.
Yup.
I get that, man. When I worked for corrections, there was a period of time when I was under investigation,
Ah.
and
I love how he just
I
whips
mean,
that
if-
out.
and during
If,
that time
if you
period-
haven't been under investigation for working for corrections,
Yeah.
you probably weren't doing your job correctly.
yeah, or
well,
you
there
just
you go.
had
Or
never
doing
worked
it
for
very
corrections.
badly.
Yeah, so
You weren't correcting then.
that was a stressful period for me. For sure, like during the period when I was under investigation, there
Where
were
were
a
you
lot
investi-
of mornings.
where were you,
I'll
under-
tell you. I'll
okay.
tell you.
I'll tell
There were a
getting
lot
there,
of
God.
mornings, just like what you described, Scotty, where
Yeah.
my internal alarm clock woke me up. Like and I had to wake up fucking early anyway. Like I think
Oh,
my
I
alarm
know.
clock was set for 5:20 a.m. when I worked there, and but during that particular time period, I woke up before my alarm clock woke me up most times. And to answer your
It's-
question, Will was asking what was I under investigation for?
You're
Right,
good.
Will wants the dirt. There's really no dirt. There was an inmate that worked for me in the engraving factory.
Did you sexually assault him?
I did not.
Okay.
No, he approached me trying to get me to bring dope in for him,
Okay.
and so I immediately went.
Congratulations on you being the only one that said no.
It seems like it sometimes,
Right.
yeah.
Jesus.
So I went down as soon as it happened. Not
they
as
spread-
I'm going to share this and tag
Dude, did they-
DOCJCCC. Oh,
Did they spread your butt cheeks and everything? Did they give you the full-on body cavity search?
when I was under investigation.
Yeah.
No, basically.
I figured like when the incident happened, they would have, grabbed a hold of you,
So let me lay it out for you.
searched you inside and out.
So this dude came to me one day, and we were quote unquote buddies. I don't buddies isn't the right word, but he was an inmate, and him and I.
You had the forbidden
we had
relationships?
no. We just we got along well.
Dave had the forbidden relationship.
He was about my age, and so we got along, and everything was good. And
He was a master manipulator, wasn't he?
they all not all of them, but many of them.
Most
are.
of them, yeah.
So yeah, no, he was just trying to see what he could get away with as far as how far he could push me, and asked me to bring anything into him, basically, like any type of drug that I could get my hands on. He wanted me to bring it in for
Yeah,
him.
and you were like, yeah, sure,
No, I was not.
problem. No problem.
No, actually, I think I basically said something along the lines of like, I'll see what I can do just to end the conversation.
I'll see what I can do, bro.
And then I immediately went downstairs and told my supervisor, and he got escorted out. And the ironic thing is this dude, I found out after the fact that this dude was scheduled to be transferred to a lower security
Oh, he's going to a minimum.
he was going to a
security?
lower security
Yeah.
institution the very next day if he wouldn't have tried to pull that shit.
Not anymore.
Aw, poor
Yeah.
guy.
So, but I will say this,
Poor little
like,
fella.
I was not a perfect employee. Like, I probably, because this is when I was still very new at that job, I probably was like a little bit too open with this inmate about, things that I did in my younger years. And so he took that as an
Yeah.
opportunity to try to push me. And
Yeah.
I did the right thing. I shut him down. But, yeah, it was stressful, man.
But still, they
Is
put
that-
you under investigation for doing the
yeah,
right
it's
thing.
stressful no matter what.
Because that's something that I always told him. Because I'd be truthful that I did, whatever in my youth, but I would always be like, I did this, and not be naming any names, whether it was an old girlfriend,
Don't
a
give the
newer
deets.
girlfriend, like whatever,
Right,
and
the
stuff like that.
deets.
I go,
Yeah.
and if you want to ask me that if I've done something, ask me in general.
Yeah.
But one day this guy was like, hey, you and your wife ever did this? And everybody that worked for me was like, skirt. Been like, no. And then like, come to the office. And they're like, you idiot.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So I came out there and I was like, only one person messed up, but just telling you all together. It's like, I'll tell you the truth on about anything you want to know in general.
Yeah.
But you start asking about my wife, we're going to have fucking problems.
Yeah, or specifics.
Right, no shit.
Yeah, specifics.
Don't get too specific.
Don't get too
Don't
specific.
get specific.
So how are you feeling about the new gig, Scotty?
To be determined, brother.
TBD. That's what you told me
honestly,
when I texted you.
I don't know yet. I haven't been there long enough.
Yeah. Well, I hope that it's a fresh start for you, man.
It's something. I will say that. There's a hell of a lot of law involved. They use a lot of acronyms. I had to go off and find.
So
somebody
are you
that
going to
had
have to
an
learn all those acronyms and shit?
I'll probably have to learn the acronyms, but hopefully not the fucking law.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Because I don't know shit.
Hopefully they've got a cheat sheet for the acronyms.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, but it's like 3 pages of acronyms.
Guess what I'm going to get to do next week?
What are you going to get to do?
I'm going to get to voice a commercial.
Oh, wow.
So you'll all be able to hear my voice on the radio soon.
I don't listen to the
I
radio.
just found out today that
I will for you, though.
where I work, they do voice work through Learfield, and I'm like, you guys know that I used to work there, and I did their voice work downstairs, so I could potentially take that away from you, and we could save some money if you'd like.
And turn it into a side job for you?
No, it's going to turn into a department for me, I have a feeling. Because they're also talking. I was talking today, just throwing out some ideas. I was like, hey, you guys ever thought about making a podcast studio? And somebody said, oh, I'd really love to have one. And I have a meeting with her tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so my boss was like, I want you to go through because it's budget time. Monday they have to turn in some kind of early, your early budget. And he's like, let's budget a podcast studio. And I was like, oh my God, all right, let's do it.
$1 million.
And he was like, shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what's my budget? And he's like, whatever.
That's a good sign.
Fuck yes.
Well,
today he spent $600 on me. No, I take that back.
That was for
it would have been
lunch.
$1,000 on me because I got a brand new office chair. I got 4 TB high-speed drives. I got a whole lot of cool stuff.
fuck yeah.
So-
Is that me? Sorry about that. Let me turn my ringer off.
Oh, yeah, I better turn mine off too.
God damn it.
Well, that's
So
awesome.
I'm
What
not
you
in
did,
radio anymore.
You
I
picked,
turned my
you
shit
picked
on.
the right people to work for. I mean, lawyers have money, so I hear.
It's not lawyers though.
Well,
it's the
I know.
people
it's the
who
people that
use
work with
the
lawyers.
Yeah.
But I think they're all kind of
mean,
in the same bed.
I feel like
right?
back in the day it would have been very hierarchy instead
Yeah.
of team players like
Well-
they seem to be now.
Well, I told you about the gig the private party that I did a few weeks ago for the Harper Evans Wade Nedemeyer for one of those
Yes.
people. It was ridiculous, dude. This dude's house was ridiculous.
I mean, if you can charge that kind, it's you can do whatever you want.
I made good money.
I bet you did.
On that gig, and I probably could have made twice as much, and he wouldn't have fucking batted.
Wouldn't
an
have
eye
batted. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So next year.
So you know what that means, right? You
What?
charge too little.
Yeah. No.
Well,
that's
yeah,
exactly
next
what
time
I
you'd
mean.
be like, it's double. He's going to be like, hey, what's that? And be like, yeah, you said yes entirely way too quick last time.
Inflation
Sorry
there,
about that.
Harper Netta Hoosies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's whatever.
And the floozies, the what?
The Netta Hoosie Floozies.
He had like the logo.
Oh, that's a good name for a band to come in there and play.
He had the
said
logo, the Harper Evans Wade Nedemeyer.
Oh, he had their logo?
like, all over his house
Well,
and shit.
I said this before, man.
It
You
was
know
a
what that
write-off.
means? Yep, that's tax write-off.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he had like I don't know 5 or 6 golf carts.
Oh, all
and they all
tax
had the
write-off, yeah.
logo on it.
Yeah,
so.
anything logo related, anything that he can call business related,
Yeah.
that's all tax write-offs. And the reason I know that,
Aaron,
is
are you
because,
taking notes? We need to
Seriously?
put a sign on our house.
I'm gonna make up a logo.
You
and
know,
put
if
it on my house.
you had a sign on your house, totally.
We did, and it got messed up, and we had to take it down. I haven't.
And then take the top row of your siding off of your house and leave the all of it on, but take the top row off the back. That constitutes, not a finished house if you have siding. And then you can get a tax write-off for that as well. Because I come from the poor people in the country that used to do that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure my guy across the way here is doing it too.
Well, being married to a financial person myself, I have learned a lot of things that I can write off in my business or in my music.
Well,
stuff.
technically, if I was to use this studio as a business studio, I could
Yeah.
write it off too.
Yeah.
and it's kind of now like turned into what I'm going to be doing at work. So
Yeah.
today, in the past couple of days, I've built this studio there.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of like scraps and stuff that they don't
You
use.
should send me a picture one day.
I have a little something.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll send you something.
I'd be interested to see, man.
Yeah.
So, like, how many people are in the building? Like, how many people are
There's
you?
3 buildings. In my building, not too many.
There's
I mean,
but so the buildings are spread out across
yeah,
town.
there's no. They're all in the same area.
Oh, okay.
So all in the same area. I
Uh-huh.
keep kicking this cable, and I'm going to knock us off here in a minute. But no, they're all in the same area. There's like an annex, which is where I'm at, the main building, and then there's another building off to the side that they used to use that they're.
Do they have offices on High Street at all?
I don't know about that. I don't think so.
It's all off of High Street, right? Because you're close to High Street.
I walked the other day to Eris Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, you could walk and say hi to my wife. You know, she's
probably could.
She's right down the road from you. You know where
I'll
her
just
office
pop
is?
in, all the time.
Please
Hey,
do.
Jess, what's up,
To
baby?
the
Check on
building.
her. Just check on her. Do you know where her office is?
I don't.
It is.
I'm kind of new to the whole downtown Jeff City feel and vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I won't mention on the air where it is, but it's very close to where
So
you are.
you may not want to mention on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of leaving out key details on mine.
That's
I'll
a
drop
smart
the
thing
other
to do.
place if that's fine with you. If you're good with
I don't
dropping
care.
names on it.
I don't care.
Yeah, Learfield's fine. I mean, I'm wearing their hat. Crying out.
So am I.
I mean, yeah.
Am I?
I only worked there for.
A very, very good
8
friend got you
years.
that hat.
Yeah. God, I can't remember who did I get this hat
I
from.
don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Jackass.
We I think we came to the conclusion that this is
from Will.
Yeah, I did. This is
found it
most
in the
likely
Goodwill?
Maddie Francis's old
Yeah,
hat, though. Friend
yeah.
of the show, Maddie Francis.
Yeah.
This is likely his old hat. That
More
he
than
brought to
likely,
Goodwill, and then
That'd be funny.
And
I
then,
think that is.
And then
Did you look to see if there was a name in it?
no,
It doesn't say.
No.
I
Doesn't
don't
say.
think
huh?
so. I think I would have noticed it by now if there
Yeah,
was
you
a
probably
name
would
in
have.
there. Yeah, I don't think so. But I'm sure that it's
I don't want to say what Maddie's dad used to call him, but I'd love it if that was wrote inside the hat.
What, fag?
So Maddie's dad was that hardcore Philly dude, right? So even at his wedding, supposedly the happiest day of Maddie's life, right? His dad comes up in the kitchen. He's drunk. He's got a bottle of Jameson, and he looks at him and goes, "You North Shore Catholic faggot." Takes this huge fucking pull off the Jameson, and he's like, "Dad, what?" It keeps going. Like, God damn, your dad loves you, man.
He has an interesting way of showing it.
Oh,
but-
it's that old school dad mentality.
Yeah,
I
man.
got him on. Well, I didn't get him on it, but me and Matt were talking one time, and his dad was online, and we were talking about his dad used to be a baker for Pillsbury. What was that?
It was a story that popped up that wasn't supposed to pop up.
Oh, all right.
It was a very violent.
The way
story.
you guys were reacting, I was like,
College kid stabbed 107 times.
"Good God."
Yeah, that's
well,
that's our
speaking
reaction.
of,
we laugh at things
didn't
like
that Russian general dude? Didn't he just die?
He did. We could talk about that if
He
you want.
just died.
Vladimir Putin has offered his
I
condolences.
bet he did.
Stab. Sorry, bro.
So
Yeah.
if your wife would like to be comforted, I am the Putin. I can give you the Putins.
Yeah, it was a private jet, and there was only 10 people on there.
Yeah, only.
And so here's what Putin says. Scotty, I feel like you should read this because you're much better at accents. If you
You
want to put me
should
on the big
read
screen
this.
and read it.
All right, hold on there, Dave. So, what do we got here? Aw, boo.
As for the... I
Give
can't
me
do
a
it.
minute.
I end up sounding like Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That's Austrian. That's
I know. It's
That's-
not even
that's
fucking
wrong.
close.
That's
I know.
wrong,
That's
bro.
what I'm
It could
saying.
have
That's
been.
why you got
It could have been the same thing.
There we go. All
As
right.
for the plane crash.
The plane.
First of all, I want to... Yeah, see, I can't do it, man. Fuck.
You're awful.
I am.
All right, where are we at here? Let me see.
As for the plane
It's just
crash.
taking its time.
There you go. As for the plane crash.
All right, hold on. Oh, dude, I am so fucking blind.
Well, you can look up there if you want.
All right, let's do that then.
As for the plane crash.
Russian President Vladimir Putin
no,
offered his
no.
condolences
Go to the next
Thursday.
paragraph.
Oh.
Go to the next paragraph. That's where you had the
Oh, okay.
quotes is where you have
Oh,
to
well,
do
then
the
here,
accent.
you go ahead and read, and then I'll pick up the quote.
Got you.
Okay.
Let me try again. Russian President Vladimir Putin offered his condolences Thursday to the families of those who died Wednesday when a private jet carrying Wagner mercenary group leader... Read that part with your accent, Scott. Yevgeny Prigozhin.
You've give Prigozhin.
There you go. Came down over the Russian
know.
province of Tver,
Terror.
reportedly killing 10 people. All right, Scott, this is you.
As for plane crash, first of all, I want to express sincere condolence to families of all victims. It is always tragedy.
Every time I kill somebody I don't like, it tragedy.
Every time it's tragedy when I have to take another life because I pissed them off.
Yeah, because they pissed him off.
Putin said during a meeting with the leader of the International Unrecognized Donestak People's Republic, Denis Polskinsk.
Sincere condolences, he says. So this guy, he's been in the news a lot lately because he was the guy that
That's the dude that started
staged the mutiny.
Yeah, he started the mutiny
from the Wagner group, the military group. So this
he got
guy,
tired of it, and so he just, fuck it, let's go to Moscow.
Yeah, he tried to basically
Didn't no
overthrow.
Vladdy say, that's it, I'm done? You're, what the hell?
Pretty much.
Called him a bad thing and
Pretty
everything.
much, and then at that point, we all knew it was a matter of time
Right.
before his
That's when you
plane
knew.
crashed.
Yeah.
So this dude rose from a petty criminal who served 12 years for armed robbery in the Soviet Union to a hot dog seller who made his fortune in the restaurant and catering business during the tumultuous years that followed the collapse of the Soviet
Tell
Union.
you, man, a hot dog seller. What's the real American dream?
He was living I was getting ready to
right?
say that. I was like, he's living the American dream in Russia.
In Russia.
Seriously,
And then
of
he
all
wasn't.
things, they must love hot dogs in Russia, I guess.
Who doesn't love a hot dog?
Who loves a good wiener in their mouth? I mean, come on.
So the Wagner group was basically like what was it called? Blackwater, the group, the
They were a private-
American group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're a private military firm, yeah.
Yeah.
So is
mercenaries.
Wagner. Yeah, they're an auxiliary force to support pro-Russian separatists.
Pro-Russian separatists.
Yeah. They were deployed on multiple continents and implicated in a variety of war crimes, including the 2017 torture and murder of a civilian in Syria who had refused to serve in the army of dictator Bashar al-Assad.
I like dictator.
Dictator.
Yeah, that's a dictator for you.
Yeah.
Ting.
Putin described Prigozhin as a complicated figure and implied that the working relationship between the Russian state and the mercenary leader was mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Are
Russia didn't do that.
did you bomb
Your
guard into my
citizens
shit,
did.
Scott?
I just did, sir. I was trying to move your thing off.
Oh.
There was a thingy there that said that I was in control of your screen, that I was viewing it, and I was trying to move it off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get a printout of the Bigfoot workout. Fucking look at his abs.
I know, right? That
Dude,
dude is stacked.
Abs
He's
are made in
ripped.
the kitchen though, but it's all.
I love him. He's just kind of hanging out, doing his thing.
Ask Biscuit, man. Biscuit's hip on that
Biscuit's big into
workout.
Bigfoot, yeah. So I started
Absolutely.
throwing Bigfoot and fit Bigfoots up there.
Hey, speaking of Bigfoot and weird shit,
Weird shit.
did you all see last night when Chris Christie got asked about UFOs during the
Knew you were
Republican
gonna
debate?
do that.
Let's take a
Let's
He
look.
wasn't given a
Hey,
good answer for anything else,
let's
so we
listen
decided to
in.
throw UFOs at him. Go, Chris Christie.
Chris what?
Chris Christie.
Well, give him a minute. He's got to think about it. He's
He's
probably
fat.
hungry.
It's going to take him a few
you know,
minutes.
it's going to take him a hot
The
shit
recent
second.
spike in UFO encounters.
Where is it, Dave?
It's on the
I
right.
get the UFO
Is,
question?
yeah, you do.
Come on,
there
man.
You go. No, but
Can you make it
we've
big?
Been hearing we've been hearing a lot of testimony in Congress, and people are taking this a lot more seriously. And we're
Hello,
hearing that
boy.
there are things going on that people aren't aware of. So, if you were president, Governor Christie,
Running
would
slow,
you
huh?
level with the American people about what the government knows about these possible
Look, Martha,
encounters?
and especially coming from a woman from New Jersey, I think it's horrible that just because I'm from New Jersey, you asked me about unidentified flying objects and Martians.
still laugh about it. They
We're
still joke
different, but
about
we're
it,
not that
even though it's
different. Look,
Even though it's real.
It is
of course,
real.
the
Dave's
job of
so
the President of
It's
the
not a
United
fucking
States
debate.
is to
It's real.
level with the American people about everything. The job of the President of the United States
Okay,
is to
now he's just
stand
blowing smoke.
for truth. The job of the President of the United States is to be a role model for our children
Yeah, he's not
and
wrong,
our
though.
grandchildren.
He's not
And
wrong,
so
but
whether
he's
it was
skirting the question.
UFOs or this problem of education, and Tim's right, by the way, and I
was that?
started this in 2010 by going right after the teachers' unions in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah,
and
so
drove-
now we're gonna attack the
now we're
teachers.
going to attack.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's bullshit. But I did enjoy what he said just before that. Though.
Yeah.
The
Well-
presidency is supposed to be there to inform you. But
Right,
he never really got out and said that. Who was the winner, Will?
Not the American people.
Yeah, isn't that the fucking truth?
The hosts were terrible. They never had control of the whole thing.
Yeah. So when's the last time a host did have control of a debate?
But you know what? At least
Didn't.
at least last year they held them to their times, and for the most part they tried to hold them to their topics. Don't wander too far. The moderators were pretty good at the end there, and they had a hard time with Trump.
Oh, they had a very hard time with
really
Trump,
hard.
which is why he's just refusing to participate now.
No, I think I think he's doing something strategic.
Oh, it's definitely part of his strategy.
He's hoping to be back on the trail in October.
Yeah, well, he might be.
They're trying to do
cell.
They're trying to do fast trial.
Yeah.
They want everybody tried and done in October.
Yeah, one way or the other.
So,
October.
Yeah.
Damn, that's soon.
Fast trial. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that was the timeline they were on. Wow, okay. I
mean, a speedy trial. It's an amendment. I don't know.
Dude,
I'm
it's
part of the.
Well, I know the
right.
amendment,
Anyway.
but I'm so used to none of that shit being
Oh, yeah.
speedy. You know, I just assumed.
Or it not even happening.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
today,
Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
well,
well.
today they were.
That might still happen though.
They
right?
projected
It's coming back around,
Trump
so
would
we'll
be
see what's
booked
going
in
on.
tonight within 30 minutes of that Atlanta jail,
Yep.
and that's a county jail. And normally it takes people like a while to get booked in, not 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a quick process.
yeah.
So not talking too much about it, but who's the winner? I like Vivek. I've known about Vivek for
Yeah.
like the last 4 to 6 months.
Yeah,
He's well spoken. There's a few things that I don't agree with him on, but
Yeah.
he's charismatic. But
Yeah,
I mean,
sure, he
so are
definitely
serial
is.
killers. Who knows?
yeah, yeah.
But I like him.
So was Ted Bundy,
So
right?
we'll see what happens with him.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you know where I lie. You know where
so
I
is
lie
Ted Bundy.
politically. So I mostly disagree with most of the shit that all of them said. But if I were a Republican, I would say I thought Nikki Haley did a pretty good job.
I liked her.
She said some shit that made sense, and she also said some shit that went against the traditional Republican narrative, which is probably the reason why I kind of, feel like she did a decent job.
While she was governor with South Carolina,
I think so.
there was
Is that where she was?
I think so,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
there was some stuff that I liked, and then she went on to the UN.
Yeah, the
and
ambassador.
she did a pretty good job, but for some reason that was cut short, and I can't remember why.
Didn't
There was
she-
something I disagreed with her on, but overall, like she's well spoken, a decent choice.
I mean, she's intelligent,
Yep.
and I can't say that for all the people on that stage. Ron DeSantis. Yeah. So you felt like Ron DeSantis didn't help himself at all last
no,
night?
he is not charismatic.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
It
kind of a
like
puppet.
he literally he looks like he is in pain when he has to force a smile.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that dude never fucking
he
smiles.
got better as it went along, but whenever he first started speaking, it was awful. Like you could just tell, like it was.
He was trying
I mean,
to throw
it was
zingers.
everything
in.
was yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to make an impact, and he just
Well-
was falling flat.
I feel like
Oh.
I feel like he kind of tries to be, like another version of Trump, but the difference is, I think, that Trump has no shame, and DeSantis is much more self-conscious.
Right.
So he catches himself.
Who? Ron Don't Say Gay DeSantis?
Yeah.
And just as I said earlier, it's like Ron, I like mostly overall how he's ran Florida.
Yeah.
But
as
himself,
a
no.
person,
Well, like as a person, no.
yeah.
But-
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. What's the Indian guy's name again?
And so it's Vivek.
Vivek.
Uh,
Vivek
Rosh-
is his first name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rashashami.
Okay. Yeah. We were talking a little bit about him off the air.
He's well spoken, you say?
He's
Yeah.
very charismatic. He's young. I mean, and Chris Christie even.
So Pence was the one that threw the zinger at him. It was like, well, you're talking about the old guys, and it was like, and you don't need to be too old, and you don't need to be too young, and it was like, well, it's 35 is the age for
to be president.
Yeah, to be
when you're
president. He's
eligible.
38.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and it was funny because even though he wasn't named, because if you get named, then you get 30 seconds. Well, he was the
Right.
young one up there. So Vivek
Right.
was like, I believe he talked about me.
Yeah,
that
everybody
was
knows.
me.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah.
And then Chris Christie had the line where he said that Vivek sounded like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And then Vivek.
That was
That's kind of a dick move.
it was
but
it was
that's
actually
Oh,
a
it's-
pretty
yeah,
decent
yeah.
one from Christie. I
It
was
was a
kind of
total dick
surprised.
move, but at the same time, I laughed at it when
Yeah.
I heard it. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
yeah.
laughed at about everything because there was, as I said, I liked Vivek, but it was like there's some stuff that was being said about him that I thought was funny, and
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was a mess, and
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I just watched little bits, and then I kind of caught some some talking head commentary today. But yeah, I mean, just based on the little bit that I watched, I mean, I'm not going to vote for any of them, but but
At least you're honest, Dave.
But again, I mean, Nikki Haley, I thought did a pretty good job. I thought Vivek did a good job.
They did bust his balls about he's only voted twice.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like,
who? Nikki Haley?
No,
no,
Vivek.
Vivek has only voted twice in the last.
In his whole
since-
life.
yeah, ever.
Yeah, at least in a presidential
Yeah.
election, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that wasn't
That's kind of a
wasn't
low
made
blow.
clear.
Yeah, that's
or
kind
that
of a
was
low
kind of put
blow
out
on their
there because he
part.
said that he only voted twice in a presidential election.
Not ever.
Not ever. So I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah. So you felt
okay.
like
So I'd still like to know, but you should still vote more than that. But
yeah, I agree, man. Boys, you want to thank our Patreon subscribers real quick?
I think we can,
What do you
Dave.
say?
Would you like
Let's
to
do
do
it.
that? Would
Let's
you?
do it.
Would you?
Who should we start with?
Let's
start with
not that guy that can't show up.
Not the guy who's not
that
here.
fucking guy.
I'm talking bad about it because he can't get me right now.
Not talking about Biscuit Strength.
If you're watching us on YouTube right now, it's that little kid off to the bottom right there driving the
He's right here
mystery
driving
machine.
the mystery machine.
Yeah.
Aw.
So we miss you, Biscuit. We
Right,
understand.
the guy
though,
right
buddy.
there.
We understand. We
It's,
love you.
it's his wife's birthday, so you got.
Yeah.
I told him, man, you got to ditch that chick and
Yep.
come over here. We're podcasting.
Absolutely.
What the hell,
you
bro?
know, you gotta have your priorities,
hell?
right? She's just the mother of your children. Okay, so next up we have.
We have
Let's go, Kass Kass.
Kass Kass.
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
Where's my little cheat sheet book?
I don't know,
at?
man. It should be right up in there. Your book is right there. No,
Oh, here it
you're-
is. Here it is.
you're-
Yeah.
you're-
But I don't need the book.
I was
Scott.
gonna say, are you struggling, Dave?
No, I don't need the book.
Okay, so we have two.
We got Biscuit Strength. We got Kass Kass. We got the homie Dub IZ.
What up, Dub?
We got the big homie JP Paranormal Son.
Yes.
And we got In the Groove Records.
Jamie from In the Groove.
Wicca,
we got
Wicca.
one more.
Help me
Wicca,
out.
Wicca, you got to get to Jamie's.
Oh, the homie Kev.
Gotta
the
make
homie
sure
Kevin
you
Kev.
check out In the Groove. And what up to our homie Kev?
Yeah, sorry, bro. You know I love you. I was just talking to Kev this morning. We were talking. Shaquille O'Neal is playing tonight in Columbia, right? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
He's
For real,
doing like
I
an
heard about that.
EDM set in Columbia tonight.
An EDM set?
Yeah, our
Shaquille O'Neal is doing an EDM set?
Yeah, he did an EDM set at Lollapalooza too a few weeks ago.
Where is he doing this at?
Like
Blue
on
Note?
on the street, like 9th Street or some shit.
I am a true
Yeah.
Fushnik.
Our friend of the show, Wolfman. He's going to be there tonight, and I mentioned it to him. I used to own Shaq Diesel rap album like back in fucking 1992. Any of y'all
Shaq
remember that?
Diesel.
You old
That's
enough
what
to
I was
remember
just
that,
saying.
Will?
Yeah, because he did
Yeah.
one with the Fushnik.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Fushnikins.
God.
Yeah. So
Fushnikins?
Fushnikins. Do you know who Fushnikins is?
Sounds like something from St. Olaf.
They were
though.
a rap group back in the day, right? Yeah.
That's what I said, booby
So
trap.
anyway, okay, folks, we'll take a quick break, collect ourselves, and we'll see you right after this.
I'm in shock, man. I didn't know Shaq was here.
Yep, he's in
Get
town,
the
baby.
fuck out of here. Bitches.
When entering the world of art, you'd be smart to dress the part. Gentlemen prefer Hanes, with all the ladies draped in crepe. The artist loves the human shape. Gentlemen prefer Hanes. Hanes will make you smooth and silky, shapely, sexy. Wear a pair and you could be captured for posterity. Gentlemen prefer Hanes.
Hola, friends. Welcome back to the old 77.
It's safe place.
An unsafe world. I'm so happy for you to be back.
Oh, yeah.
There.
We were talking before we officially came back on the air. What's that guy's name, Will, that we were talking about?
Anthony Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony.
So-
Oliver Anthony.
Richmond from Richmond.
So for those of you that don't know who or what we're talking about,
You can
that's this
actually
guy who
hang out with us in after hours, and we'll play it for you.
Yeah. This is this guy who there's a video of him singing a song. He wrote the song, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, the song totally touches a nerve on what's going on now for some people.
The video went viral, and actually I was telling you guys before we came on that my sister's boyfriend sent the video to me.
Why don't you pull it up over there, Dave?
And if he's anything like
I'll mute us.
my sister, he's probably a pretty liberal dude. I mean, my sister's boyfriend, and he sent it to me, like, hey man, check this out. This is some good shit.
I don't
you
know where this is going.
No, he told me that he liked it. And
Okay.
this was like literally like a day or two before it fucking blew up everywhere.
Oh, man. So Dave was right on the cusp.
So I listened to it before all the talking heads had some shit to say about it, you know?
Right,
and when
right.
I listened to it, like, I thought it was great. And now I'm seeing all these people, you know, getting mad about it.
So as I was getting out of the car today, coming home from work, NPR tomorrow, or no, it's Saturday, is going to actually pick it apart. And
The song?
they're talking about this and that and how it's promoting like racist tropes and things that things that don't or exaggerated tales for certain classes and things. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're totally politically picking it apart.
Okay, well,
you got
here,
it over there.
Yeah, let me say this before I start to play it. So for
we're
me,
not going to play the audio.
the reason
Just going
why
to play him.
the reason why I liked it was just that it's a very soulful song, and
Yeah.
I like his voice, his tone.
This guy here, yeah.
And
Yeah, I thought he had a great tone too.
you know, when I listened to it again, it was before it all blew up, and so I wasn't like nitpicking the words, and so you know, maybe I need to go back and like listen again and read the words or whatever, and maybe I'll interpret it differently. But my first impression was like, hey, this dude's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't have it like a visceral reaction.
Yeah, I wasn't like immediately offended.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the guy if you're watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can see him here. This is the dude that we're talking about. What is his name? Oliver Anthony.
Oliver Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver's his first name.
First thing my wife said was, "What kind of guitar is that?" That's a resonator, honey.
Indeed it is.
Yeah, that's a nice little resonator he's got there. It sounds great too. And again, if you want to hang out with us in after hours, which you
hear
can
it.
do by going to patreon.com/theold77 podcast.
It's a Gretsch resonator.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It looks
Gretsch.
old.
I didn't even know Gretsch made resonators. I know they make drums, and I know they make some pretty badass guitars.
It
This guy's
looks
like,
old, but it's not.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
got that nice little.
It's got that vintage look to it.
the sunburst finish with the F holes at the top. The metal.
Oh, those F holes are so effy.
It's metal, you know.
Well,
so-
that's the resonator part.
which gives
Dave.
it, yeah, which gives
Yeah.
it the.
Hopefully it
unique
goes
tone.
back, and it was like, I want you to pause it.
You want
if
me to
it,
pause
if it comes back here in a second.
Uh huh.
Well, what are we looking
If
at
what
here?
comes
I
back.
just the scene that I want to set for this.
Okay.
Set
all
the
right.
scene, brother.
Come on and do it. It's not gonna do it.
Oh, right then.
So what was cool, and we was talking about it earlier. It's him and his two dogs chilling out in the and whoever. I don't know if he's taping
Looks
it
like
himself
there's a
or got
deer.
some of there.
There's a deer stand behind
yeah,
him.
there's a deer stand.
But his
Yeah.
dogs aren't, looking around or doing whatever. It was
He's
like,
done this in
this
front
is
of us.
an average Tuesday, evening. This is what they do. Go out and chill out, let off some steam, talk about whatever.
Yeah, sing some songs, whatever.
Dogs are down.
There's the dog.
Whatever.
There it is.
There's the dog.
Yeah.
That's what I initially
Doop-de-doo.
like about this. He likes to incorporate his dogs. That's
I mean, this is literally what my house looks like.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, lots of trees, dogs.
There's Dave peeing
Guitars.
There's Dave peeing in the background.
You know, the only thing
Gotta
that's
throw
different.
a bat in there.
Only
Your
thing
twins
is,
are running around naked.
yeah. Only thing that's different is he's a redhead and I'm not. Other than that, it's pretty much.
And his beard is glorious.
He has
Right,
a
that is
glorious
a
beard,
nice
and I
red
wish I
beard.
could grow a beard like that,
God.
but I can't.
Mine's
Scott,
mine's
Scott,
coming back.
Stop it. Stop.
No,
it.
I'm
You
just
can
saying
grow.
that-
You
that-
have a glorious beard.
Well, it's not right now, but
Well,
I'm just
no,
saying
but-
I enjoy that glorious beard. But
Yeah.
the red, the dude's a Viking. Come on now.
For sure.
Right, he's a
Yeah,
Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, anywho, yeah. I don't know where we were even going with that. With the whole.
What about the whole song?
Just sharing it with the people.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah,
check it out.
people are very opinionated about it. So yeah, listen if you haven't already heard it. Listen to it. Tell us what you think.
Yep. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
And he's got some other songs out. I don't know if he's got too many, but
But they all sound like this, right? Like he's out in the middle of basically nowhere.
so there's another video that what's his name? Jamie Johnson
Yeah, in color.
comes in as he's doing a show, and Jamie comes on with him,
Okay.
All right.
and I can't remember what song they sing. But yeah, Jamie shows up.
Yeah, man. This guy, I I'm kind of interested to hear what his other stuff looks like.
Yep.
He's not like on Spotify or anything, is he? He's just post videos to YouTube.
I think he's
and
just
that's
been on
it?
YouTube.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
don't know,
it.
man.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Well, no, because they said that he was number one digitally, so I don't know where else he goes. Because how many plays does that have?
well, what he went
39 million views.
just 39 million.
So I
Wow.
mean,
And
it
I
might
don't
be
even
if
know
it's on YouTube
Does
alone.
it
That is
say,
crazy.
Does it say how long it's been up there?
2 weeks ago.
So that song
That's
is
nuts.
2 weeks old.
Yeah.
39 million.
Number one.
Jesus.
I thought I was doing good on TikTok. It was up for like 10 minutes, and I had 500 views. I thought I was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Up
Thanks
on the
for showing me up, guy.
right?
Whatever.
Up on the ticky-tacky.
So we were talking also before we came back on. COVID's back. Yeah, COVID's back.
Is it?
Will had heard some rumors that
Sure about that?
that they were
Sure about that?
that they were going to do lockdowns and shit again, and I haven't heard that. I had heard that they had mask mandating was back in some places.
So my people on the right tell me that
I love how you say that.
it's not alt-right.
No.
Thank
Is
God.
it? I don't know. Anyway, so there's also a thing out there that September 1st is I'm not fucking going to work day. And
September 1st. Okay.
some people came back on that and
If
was
it's
like,
on a
"Man,"
Sunday, I'm down.
some people came back on that and was like, we were shut down during COVID and the government really didn't care. So what is one day,
Right. I
going to
get
do?
that.
So people took it a step further and was like, you need to go to your HR department and grab your tax form that says, how much you're going to take out and all that,
Yeah.
and write exempt.
I don't do stuff like that.
And I'm like, I might try that. I actually want to look into it to see if I could do, like, our taxes need to be that more complicated. Aaron's going to be like, no, you're not doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
But to get all my money and then I can invest it
Yeah.
as I want to and pay my taxes quarterly or yearly,
Yeah.
whatever, would work. And then I'd be paying the same amount that I do every year, but at once instead of over the course of paychecks, but I'd be getting my money back. I'd have to make it working for me until that point.
Yeah. I always like to take a
I don't
tea
know if it
bag
would be worth it.
when I pay my
Yeah.
taxes. I like to empty out a tea bag and then send that with my taxes. I'm that asshole.
Is taxation theft, Scott?
Of course it is.
Okay.
100%.
So do you think the world?
When's the last time
So then
that
how
you
are we-
benefited from your taxes?
every time I fucking drive?
Yeah.
When I go to
That's
parks?
about it.
When I go to the park, when I go to a
Yeah.
national park, when I send my kids to school.
Yeah, in Missouri you get that. That's different.
There's
In
lots of-
Illinois, you
Dude,
don't.
I'll
get
just
that.
tell you this.
And
All
your
of-
roads in Illinois are crumbling.
Oh, dude, there's roads in Missouri aren't that great in places.
They're
either.
finally working on mine, thank God.
But
That's what I don't get.
But I'm
that.
just
So,
saying,
like
I'll-
in Illinois, every road is paved.
all my friends,
In Missouri, there's so many rock roads.
yeah,
So many rock roads.
including the one that I live on.
Right.
All my friends that feel that way about things. I mean, again, without taxes, you got no fucking road to drive to work on. So, like, I mean, it's a necessary evil. I think saying that taxation is theft is a bit too far. Now, do they fucking waste our tax dollars? Do they spend it on shit that they shouldn't spend it on?
I don't know, like hiding UFOs and shit?
100% they do
Just
that.
saying.
But it's necessary. I mean,
No,
how else?
I fall into the Ryan Merrill.
I know how Ryan Merrill feels about it.
That's where I'm at. Taxation is theft.
Yeah. So what's the alternative then, brother?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not this way.
Yeah.
We need to do something different because there's so much that's not working right now.
There is.
There's
Vivek le Revolution.
Viva la revolution!
My problem though is that I feel like all these people that are saying
Pull out
that
the guillotine.
I feel like all these people that are wanting a revolution have no fucking plan on
No,
what
no,
they're
no,
going to
man.
do after the revolution.
Dude, this is America, okay?
But some of them have spent, a decent amount of time out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Sure they have. They'll
been
survive.
able to,
You know
to
what?
do
but,
that. so
But look at the people
no.
who are
But
talking
can they write
big.
a new constitution? Can they form a new government? I've seen some of these people, man. I don't don't know about all that.
You ever seen the movie
They can blow up some
Idiocracy?
shit.
Founding fathers were 20-some years. I mean, it was different back then
Yeah,
about how they
yeah.
thought, but I mean, they were 20 years
They
old
were young.
whenever they did that.
For
so,
sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
like to
but
think we can try to figure it out.
They were dead within 15 years, so they had a little more life expectancy, you know?
Some of them.
Most.
Yeah.
Most were also slaveholders, though, but that's that's a different story.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other topic for a show other than this.
You know, just saying.
But yeah,
Hashtag.
yeah, no, I don't know. I have a lot of friends who I love dearly.
Jeez, I didn't know where that was going.
That feel that way. But I just feel like all those people that are ready to completely fucking overthrow the government, January 6th, sorry. What the fuck were you going to do the day after? They didn't know what the fuck they were going to do, man. These people.
That was ridiculousness, the January 6th thing. That was just flat out people losing their goddamn mind.
I don't know. Tell me, how do you feel, honestly? Because we're friends and we can talk about shit and we can disagree and we'll still be friends at the end of the day.
I think that the January 6th happening just in the federal capital wasn't going to do a whole lot. If it would have happened at every state capital,
Yeah, then
it'd be a little more. And again, I don't know where that would have went, but it would have had a bigger impact.
Do you think that it would have been good for America if they would have succeeded?
But what would they have done?
I mean,
what is succeeding?
So what was?
Will it be good?
What
would
is
it have been a
succeeding
good thing?
in that scenario?
The
though?
people that went to January 6th, like, what were they trying to accomplish? I mean, were they really trying to overthrow? Like, hardly anybody was there, and
Hardly
so
anybody-
really,
there was a lot of people there.
no,
Th-
I mean for
yes,
the people
but-
like in the Capitol.
But none of them were like super violent. I mean, some of them were punching.
Well, I mean,
and
the people that
throwing.
work at the Capitol, like there
Right.
wasn't a whole lot of people there because they knew that stuff was going to happen. So
They
was like-
evacuated
yeah.
them.
So
Josh Hawley took
I mean,
off
really,
running.
nothing was going to happen because you just got a building. So you're like,
Yeah, but it's the
You're not
seat
talking
of,
to the
it's
people.
the seat of government, though. If you take the Capitol, I mean,
Yeah, but it's just the Capitol. Now, had they
then
tried
you get
that
on a WebEx and talk to each other like that and keep
Why-
on going on. on
Why didn't
on
they
making
try that
laws that have
stuff at like
nothing
the
but-
Pentagon and the White House at the same time, and then blow up like the Supreme Court building or something?
yeah.
You know.
Easy there.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. It
Right.
could have been so much worse if had they chosen to. I don't know if all
because
of those guys
they were
had
listening to what their deir leader told them to do, and their dear leader didn't tell them to go to the Supreme Court. Their
Exactly.
dear leader told them to go to the fucking Capitol, which they did.
You know, it's on to something.
And
there.
they came pretty fucking close.
I don't think they could have done anything, though. To be honest, it
Well,
was
I mean,
just-
they came pretty fucking close to possibly,
If anything, that should tell-
murdering government officials.
Yeah.
Don't
yay
tell me
and
that
nay.
there weren't people in that crowd that would have fucking hung Mike Pence. It was
Do you
not
think
a joke.
the QAnon
Don't tell me it was a
shaman
joke.
was gonna hang Mike Pence?
Poser.
I think, I don't know if it would have been him, but somebody in that crowd would have hung Pence if they would have got their hands on him.
Now, maybe
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Pelosi, I could see that. Like doing gnarly things to poor Nancy Pelosi.
I just feel like every time
Poor.
shit like this happens,
Nobody wants to do anything.
You know.
I just feel like every time this shit happens, Trump's reaction is like, "Oh, it was just a joke. We didn't really mean it." Like, no, dude, you clearly attempted a coup.
Do you mean words matter, Dave?
It was a coup attempt.
Yeah, I mean pretty much.
That's what it was. He
called
convinced
for-
millions of people that it's a good idea to overthrow your own government.
He called for
instead of using the democratic process to vote better people in. He convinced millions of people.
You know how that's what we became, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, that
I totally
sounds-
no, I get
That
it.
sounds pretty familiar, actually.
Yeah.
Of course, at least that you know that, and you're not Al Sharpton. Can you believe if Thomas Jefferson and John Adams were to overthrow their government?
Yeah.
That
No,
he actually said that on national television.
I just feel like we're not at the point where we have to start killing each other.
Are we talking
man.
young or old guys?
like
I mean,
five. Oh, okay.
Are they 5 or are they, I don't know, 25? Because I think each different, each one would differ in
What's
their
that?
ages. Those guys, if they would overthrow their government or not. Because at one point in their life, yes, they would.
Yeah. Well, it is
I
a
mean,
thing.
they did.
It is a thing for young
100%.
people. Generally speaking, that's a thing that young people do, right? Just like our forefathers did, right? They were young during the revolution.
Right.
Well, everybody's young.
Yeah.
That's why
Not
there's
me,
Democrats.
motherfucker.
That's why there's Democrats. And everybody's old, and that's why there's Republicans. I wish we had somebody who was like, I'm good. Let's just talk
But
middle
this
of the
guy's
road.
not old, and I get the impression he votes Republican.
Oh, I
from
know
time
he
to
votes
time.
Republican.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm of course I know he votes
Right.
Republican. I'm just being.
What do
silly.
I vote, Dave? What do I vote?
Mostly
Dave?
Democrat. I'm
No.
sure. No.
No.
Libertarian.
No. I've got a system.
Do you not vote?
Actually, the last 2 times in Missouri, I have not voted because I don't feel like my vote matters.
Are you talking about presidential?
But no, like when I do presidential, I always vote presidential.
yeah.
But in terms of presidential, it depends in the primary who I like. So if I like somebody, I'll vote for them. If I absolutely hate somebody, I will vote their party so I can not vote for them.
Yeah. You'll.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then for the past, I don't know, 2 at least presidential elections. Well, I'd say 3 because I've done it 3 times now. I've flip-flopped. I'll be a Democrat, then a Republican, then a Democrat, then a Republican.
You mean as far as how
I vote in the primary.
Okay, so who
Because you have to go in and announce your
register.
affiliation.
Yeah, how you register in the primary. Yeah. I feel like I've done that once before, and I can't remember even who it was, why I did it, but I'm pretty sure I did vote as a Republican once in a primary, for the same spiteful fucking reason to this guy.
Voted,
Yeah.
I think it was Bush was mine, and then I also did it for Trump too.
voted Libertarian for the last. Let's see. So I voted for. I don't know if I've even told you this. So the first time, I voted for Obama because I didn't want. I
don't know.
Was he?
Did you vote for him the first time, but
The
not
first
the
time,
second time?
no.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who was against him?
He
McCain.
passed,
McCain.
Because I knew he was going to be the continuation of the war machine.
You know what, man? There's a reason
So-
why John McCain was never elected.
A lot of my friends who mostly are on the right
To the
have told me
presidency.
that
Yeah.
they voted for Obama.
Yep.
I know a lot of guys that steer right that voted for Obama that
And then
first
so that's whenever I opened my
Obama,
eyes,
yo
and
mama.
I've been libertarian ever since.
time. Yeah.
No matter if there's somebody that can make it or not. But
Yeah. So you don't buy into the whole thing of like you're wasting your vote or a vote for a third party candidate.
No,
is really
I mean
a vote for-
I understand how people say that because my vote is going.
It's not gonna. You know that you're the
Yeah,
person you
it's
vote
not-
for is not gonna win.
Yeah, but
But you're just voting for your principles.
Yep.
Yeah. No, dude. It's tough sometimes, man. Like especially for me in the primaries. It was hard for me in the primaries when Biden and Bernie, because my heart wanted to vote for Bernie, but my mind told me that Biden probably had a better chance of defeating
know.
Trump.
I'd love to see Bernie right now,
Yeah.
just for the curiosity.
Yeah.
Like I think it'd be the same clusterfuck, but
Yeah.
I think no matter
at least
what.
he would know. It would seem like he knew what he was doing because Biden is. Fugazi.
Well, you know, he's old, man.
But you know what? He's the oldest sitting president we've ever had.
Yeah.
And he's 82, 85.
I thought he was 88.
I don't know.
Is he 88?
I
Is
can
he
ask
that old?
Siri. I don't think he's 80.
Go ahead
I
and
mean,
ask
I'm-
Siri real quick.
Hey
Dave.
Siri, how old is
Search gay
President
porn.
Joe Biden? Fuck you.
I mean, I've talked to some 85. I know an 85-year-old right now that I would put up against most 50-year-olds. Like,
Don't respond to that. To what? Siri said I will not respond to that.
Siri, how old is Joe Biden? Hey Siri, how old is Joe Biden?
And then search gay porn.
Joe Biden is 80 years old.
80. He's just
only
80.
It's only 80.
yeah,
Damn.
I know an 85-year-old that is way competent.
Oh, dude, I know. You know, yeah, you know, there
I've
are
known
ni-
ma- yeah, I've known
there are
many.
90-year-olds that are much more with it than Joe Biden.
Dude,
is.
I watched this gal the other day on one of the morning shows.
But
who
I
was
still
like
think he's a
100
better
years
choice than Donald
old.
Trump.
She eats bacon all the time and has a shot of bourbon every week.
Get
Yeah.
the close-up of me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you said he's a better choice than Donald Trump.
Yeah, and then it went straight to you.
And it went straight to me up there, and I go, oh. But I didn't get it, so I got to lean back. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, that's the good thing about
I-
this show, man, is we can talk about this shit. We really don't talk politics that much on this
No,
show,
this
but when
is
we
a-
do, it's
this is
it's
a
all
politic-
love.
So there, it was going a little deeper stagnant there for a second, but we came back around. It's good to go.
We're coming back around again.
It's good to go. It's good to go. It's good to go. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
else you guys got going on?
What else do we have going on?
You got
my
any
friend?
UFO news besides
No.
Chris Christie?
No, just the Chris Christie
Eating
thing.
a peanut butter sandwich, looking at the sky, trying to talk.
Yeah.
Smacking them lips, bro.
Oh, India just touched down on the south pole of the
Oh,
moon.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, I saw
They're
where
the first nation to touch down on that side of the moon, apparently.
I saw where people were taking work off in India to look at that. They were
Yeah.
giving them permission. It was historic.
Well, fuck yeah. They're the third country to ever do it? No.
Does that mean they're a superpower in the space industry? Is that why we have a space force? Oh my God, is that why we have a space force?
I don't know.
We got to keep Curry out of space.
I don't know. See, I watched a little
The
bit
mayonnaise is spicy.
of this video here.
You got some video?
I do, but like I don't even know if it's worth putting on
I'll
because
tell you what, I'll go ahead and mute it just in case.
yeah, no, I think we're safe because like this image right here, I don't think this is actually an actual picture. It's like a computer simulation.
Yeah,
this
that
thing
I
off
don't-
here on
I
the
don't
right.
know if that's-
So like I don't even really know what the point is if we're not
They're
gonna,
on there. Who took the picture?
if we're not really going to be able to watch. I think we can play this safely
Okay. All right.
as long as
Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S.
He's so
Somnath.
happy. Look
wave
at
that
him.
flag, brother.
I waved the flag.
Yeah.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से safely और
It was the
softly
first time in history that all the 7-Elevens were shut down.
हम लोगों के लिए
I feel like nobody was playing hacky sack at all.
हिंदी में एक
Nothing, Dave.
You're going
Come
to hell,
on,
bro.
man.
You're going to
no.
hell, bro. You're going to hell. No, good for them, man. My
I
question.
called the 800 number. Nobody picked up. My computer still doesn't fucking work. God damn it.
Every time I try to call Bill Gates, I get you guys.
You sons of bitches.
Why do you guys think a country like India is going to the moon? Like, why do you think countries are even
They've
going
got
to
to
the moon?
put some of those billion people somewhere else. Fuck, man. Jesus
Now, that was funny.
Christ.
That was funny.
Thanks.
That was funny.
They got
man.
a shit ton of people.
They do have got a lot of other than
Now
China, they've got the most, right?
Start building up. Yeah, China and them are.
Yeah. India just crossed 1 billion, like a year ago or something. They haven't had 1 billion for
I
that
put it out
long.
there, but I didn't know that. I didn't. Talking about it.
Yeah, no, I believe China has the highest population in the world, and then
I think
believe
China
it's-
is still highest
yeah.
population, if I'm
and then I
not
believe
mistaken.
it's India after that. And
But
then-
India's pretty damn close.
Yeah, they just
I
crossed
mean,
1 billion.
I have a friend. Do you remember Pallavi from work?
no, I don't.
No? Oh, Pallavi was amazing. She was this little short Indian girl,
Uh-huh.
really dark hair. She talked like this, I loved her. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And she would get so pissed off, and like something in this girl would flip, and she would lose her mind and come to my office and vent. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but nothing is more entertaining as a white cornbread Midwestern dude to listen to this little Indian firecracker explode.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking pissed off, and she would just like cuss in this
Yeah.
other language, and then
Yeah.
it would be like bad broken English, and it
Yeah.
was amazing.
It was an
dude.
awesome thing to witness.
Oh god, it was so great.
I was having a bad day, and now it's glorious.
It was so spicy. I'm just saying that.
I'd like to know the difference between, because India's way smaller, right?
Population-wise, you mean?
No, the area, right?
Yeah, way smaller than China.
Like what
yeah.
the
square miles. Yeah, it's way smaller
be
than
crazy.
China.
Well, plus they have the Himalayas and stuff in India too,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you got all that.
yeah.
You know.
Can't live there.
So congratulations to them. They're the first country, I believe, to
Hey.
land on the south pole of the moon.
Go India.
So they say that it's to test the limits of, it can inspire people, test the limits of human technical capabilities, and allow us to discover more about our solar system.
What,
So
okay,
what's
Dave.
significant about the south pole of the moon?
We've never really explored the south pole of the moon.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
It's so if you think about it, the moon is here and the Earth is here, and we're always locked, right? And so we've always just went to what we can get to, what's accessible. They actually swung out and around and came back.
Wait a minute. Americans were lazy and went
Oh.
line of sight. Holy
Everyone has
fuck.
been lazy to that point. But yeah, so there's whole theories that there's like,
Because who all's
moon
been to the moon?
bases and shit on the other
what
side of
countries
the
have been
moon.
to the moon?
Russia,
Oh, it's
and,
Russia.
and America.
America, Russia, China
China.
has sent probes, I believe.
Are
I
we
don't-
the only
I don't
people-
think they
is
have
it
they
just-
sent someone to the actual moon,
I
or
think
have they
so.
just been to the space station?
I think so, but I'll
Because I know the core countries have all been to the space station. They have teams.
Yeah, I know for sure. Obviously, No, they've. I think they've only had a rover, China.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, I
believe
think
it's just Russia and
I
America.
think
then,
I think
right?
they've only had rovers.
the only two people, or the only two
Well,
countries.
now with this, with India,
Yeah, but they didn't land a person, dude.
did they? Oh, they didn't land a person.
I'm pretty sure it was not a manned.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah.
was manned.
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
think
like,
so.
oh, good for them. That's
No.
why I thought everybody was getting out of work.
Nope. No, it was. not a
Damn,
manned-
they're all loving this space race in India then. Please land something else. We can go not to work. There'll be like 15 part-time jobs for everybody, just not being worked.
I feel like-
they'll all get a holiday. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Just a spacecraft. Damn. Well, hey, good for them. Good for you, India.
Yeah. No, there was no people.
That's a shame. You should really step it up and try doing that.
Do you think that most UFOs are just, like, like drones, basically? That there's probably not occupants on board.
You know, that's one theory I have, that actual grays, like the aliens that everybody sees, I don't think those... everyone says that they look human, but they're not. You know, that seems to be a continuous thing that everyone describes about them. What if those things themselves are just autonomous drones? It's just a fluid-filled meat sack that somebody else across the galaxy's controlling.
There are abductees who feel the same way. Like,
You know?
lots of them actually say that about them, that they think they're not.
It's...
So if they did have the drones, then the idea of space travel, you could have it to where it was not taking or thinking that they go that fast, because if they're drones, they could have been traveling for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah, those drones
and
could
then
be-
got to us instead of
Yeah.
these things are coming from
They could be millennia.
light years away, and then they can get here like quick. It's
I
like,
think-
they're so
we're stupid.
they're so far ahead of us. It was
Right.
like,
I
yes,
think
they do have space travel, but they're doing it with drones.
I think humans are
Maybe.
stupid to assume that they would get to us the same way we would get to them, point A to point B. I think that they have figured out other ways to get from point A to point B.
Right.
That
That's
we
what I
haven't
was
thought
going to say.
about.
Or maybe
Wormholes, whatever,
they've
yeah.
figured out interdimensional travel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, if they've
Or-
got a piece of paper and they're going to, get from point A to point B, they just fold the paper and make a tunnel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
know.
Like that's what a wormhole is,
Yeah.
right? Basically. Yeah.
And then unfold the paper, so you start over here and then you end here.
Yeah. Who knows, man? But that seems to be a pretty popular theory among those people who are smarter than me that study the subject.
Have any of you guys kept up with your Skinwalker Ranch?
I haven't really.
You familiar with Skinwalker
Yeah,
Ranch?
but I've watched a couple, but I'm not a real fan.
So the last
so
couple
what-
that I watched, they had anomalies that they were showing above. So there's this certain area on the mesa that they're finding anomalies. Like they showed this. Somebody scanned this area with lidar, right? And everything around it lit up except this. Clearly, there was something. It looked like hovering above the mesa because there was nothing there. And then they shot another thing where they did sound waves towards it, and it also where it confirmed the other scan. There's something hanging there, but it's invisible. So then they had these guys come out with these automated AI controlled drones that they swarm. They'll come out, swarm, go up one at a time, and then when they disconnect. Each drone, when it disconnects, they'll come down. Or if it runs out of battery, because I think they had like 20 minutes or something. Well, some of them, immediately when they let them out and they went up, what are you doing, Dave? Some of them immediately, like, disconnected and flew back down, and they were like, we've never seen this stuff. And the whole time they were there, I think they were there for 2-3 days, they just never saw these things. And when they went back and researched their data, it was exactly where the anomalies were. And so when they went back and they showed one of them, one of the NASA physicists said that, this looks like it was like a cone or like a funnel. And he was sitting there and they were talking, and this guy was like looking at things, and he was looking at it. He was really quiet for a minute, and he goes, you know what? If I was going to build like a wormhole or what did he call it, a Stargate, he's like, that's exactly what it would look like if it was opening up.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
Well, you want to think that because he's got a show to push, but at the same time, it's like, well, he actually did sit there and think about it for a minute. And you're like, okay, well, maybe he's right. But
Are you talking about the Skinwalker Ranch
Yeah.
like TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that one of those shows that's like very like overproduced?
Oh,
and
it's no Oak Tree Island, let me tell you.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
I,
see,
and I love
watch
Oak
that
Island.
either.
I can't stand those shows that are like,
Really?
you know, like Pawn Stars.
Oh, no, that I don't like.
You know, like where they
So that
they interview people, but it's like already they try to
Yeah.
make shit look like it's
yeah,
candid,
but once
but it's not.
once
you
you,
know.
once you know that it's not, I mean, it's for entertainment. It was like I like learning about different, items and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
in
but
relation-
for this, it was like they keep on, 7 seasons of I'm
Just
still
pulling
digging
up
in the
wood.
same hole, and I don't know what the heck's going
Yeah.
on with it.
Oh, we got this
So
new
my-
wood sample.
Yeah. So my thing is, whenever we find out, if there is aliens, like if they find out that that's the Stargate, like, are we going to be able to do anything with it? Do we have the capability of figuring that shit out?
No,
So
not
what?
right now.
What?
I think we have the
what's
ability.
What's it gonna do for us if we find out whenever we meet aliens and if we were to find their technology?
What would that do for you?
Yeah, what is that gonna do for me?
For me,
For you personally, what do you think that would do for you? Would you suddenly still believe in God? Because you're kind of stealing God's power right now. You are becoming.
And so
a
that's
god.
part. I mean, I'm not
You
a
know,
big.
I think if aliens were to
religious guy,
land,
so I'm like,
I think if aliens were to land and roll out, you're going to have a lot, especially during the conservative branch. If we're talking politics, in my opinion, you're going to have a lot of conservatives that have a crisis of faith.
Yeah, see, I think you grossly underestimate the power of human beings to mold whatever happens in the world around them
Well,
to their
that's not
preconceived
everyone.
notions.
Right, that's not everyone.
No, it's not everyone, but I think it's the majority of people.
You think a majority of people will collapse because of that? They're
No,
just-
I
they're just
don't.
gonna
I don't.
lose and
I
have
don't
that
think there will
crisis
be.
of
I think if we
there will
actually
not
get some
be-
aliens land, it's going to be a cluster of people just doing stuff to be able to do stuff because government and law enforcement's going to be worried about, aliens just
Oh,
landed. I'm
well-
not worrying about you robbing Target blind.
If
That's going to
yeah.
be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If legit
First.
aliens,
Yeah.
I mean, first, if they land and want to come and communicate with us, as humans, we'll throw them in a quarantine concentration camp.
We can't even talk to each other, let alone
Right.
something that looks
Right.
like whatever
we
it's going
we
to look
would
like.
throw them into some kind of concentration camp to where they would have to chill out for 30
If you're listening to this,
30
do
to
not
90
land in
days.
Chicago, L.A.,
Don't
or
go in-
Jefferson
New York.
City.
Don't go in Hotlanta
Jefferson
either.
City's not
don't,
bad.
Don't go to Hotlanta.
Atlanta's a powder keg
Maybe go
right
to
now.
St. Louis, but go to the Illinois side because St.
Right.
Louis is radioactive. Unless that doesn't bother you, aliens.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't fuck with
Just
them,
saying.
Sure. You guys want to take a quick break? Cool it
Take a
down.
breaky break.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Let's do that, Dave.
Nice conversation in the second segment.
Yeah, we kinda got-
we got deep there for a while. We got a little political. No,
God knows what's going to happen.
no
next.
punches were thrown yet again. We've
Check
got a
out the
good
after
streak.
hours for me to actually strangle the fuck out of Dave.
Right. We've got a
That
pretty
liberal
good,
piece. No,
we've got a pretty good streak going. Me and Will.
Killing Dave
Of disagreeing
on, the old
on things,
77.
but still.
You know
fucking
what though?
liking
That's
each other.
still,
Still
like I
coming
always
back.
said, man. That's the best part.
Absolutely. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Maybe they should do the vice president and president different to where the president, if he's Republican, has to take on a Democratic vice president.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's.
Fuck it,
There-
let's roll some dice.
There was
I think
talk
there's some
about that,
wisdom
I
in
think,
that.
at one time. Like, yeah, I think when I went through government, I think there was talk of that at one time.
Yeah.
So
Did they do
force.
that with? Well, you can vote for Missouri for the lieutenant governor, right? Can
Yes.
you? Yeah, so you can have it like
You
that.
can yeah, potentially. Yeah.
I think
If
it's
it
always
plays
good to have
out.
people with opposing opinions on your, if you're a president. On
Yes,
your
but at
cabinet.
the same time, you have to be able to work through
do.
those opinions. You
Right.
can't just say no all
Yeah.
the time.
And back in the day, we used to be able to do that. These days, we can't. So
We'll get there eventually.
Jordan guys
I
are
hope
20, 28.
We'll get there eventually.
I hope so. That's
it's
it,
going to
brother.
take a while, though, bro.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after this. Bitches.
Aaron's like, you're not gonna get out of your taxes, and you're not running for fucking vice president either. God damn it, you don't let me do it.
God, you don't let me do shit.
Got this fucking kid, and just life goes down.
down, 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 down. Santore.
Cooling it down. Hello there.
77.
How are you?
So we were talking about, as we do during the cool down session, we were talking about the Electoral College.
Not
I
cooling it down.
said, hey man, how do you guys feel about the Electoral College?
Let's have a chill conversation. Let's keep on politics and keep it going.
Why not? We never
Do it.
talk politics, so
Pretty
we
much.
got Will here.
Don't-
Let's
don't a
talk
whole lot.
politics.
No,
And-
that's-
well, you know what though?
make it.
We can civilly talk politics though. I'm not gonna like, oh, screw you guys like that. I'm not gonna do
And that's
that.
the thing about Maddie. When Maddie was on the show, Maddie falls definitely more on the conservative
He's
end of
very
the
red.
spectrum. And we
And he's not angry. He's just from Philly.
yeah, and we were able to
Kennison?
talk about those things and still be friends at the end of the day, and that's what it's all about. I feel
Kensington,
like,
yeah.
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 So, yeah. Anywho's.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the Electoral College. You guys say it's outdated. I think it's still needed. I think.
I don't know what could replace it. And
I don't either.
Popular vote.
So
How about
and
that?
we've hampered
so
it so
whenever
much
we
by
were talking
changing
about
its
the
rules.
popular vote, you said you was a little
Salty
salty about that.
about two Republicans just in my lifetime.
And so I'd be
losing the
salty
popular vote,
getting
but
rid of
winning.
the Electoral College because the popular vote is going to come from L.A., New York,
Yes.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We're going to
Well,
have
I mean-
Democrats till the end of time right now.
But you know
until
what? The way it
you know.
is, that's
If
why
we
you get
do
songs.
purely popular vote.
Yeah.
That's why you get songs like that Oliver dude, that Oliver Anthony.
No.
Yeah.
You know, the way it is
So-
now we get Richmond, north of Richmond.
But I think would getting rid of the Electoral College and going to the popular vote leave more space for a third and fourth party?
You know,
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like it would, and
Well,
I feel like that would be a healthy thing for democracy.
Knowing that your vote goes
Counts.
straight
Your vote-
straight there. It's
yeah.
not somebody else been like, well, mostly popular vote.
Yeah, your vote
went
counts.
this way. But
Fellers, I got news for you. We're probably never going to get rid of Republicans, and we are never going to get rid of Democrats.
No, I
You're
think
always going to have the two options. You occasionally will have one that falls in or swims through the popular, conscious at the time.
like
but,
a Ross Perot. or-
yes,
yeah.
Ross almost had it, but
Yep.
he never could get back
If
to
Well,
you remember what happened
Ron-
to Ross, he was actually doing really well in the polling, and then he dropped out of the race,
Yeah.
and then he came back into the race and his numbers never recovered. But
Yeah.
before he dropped out of the race the first time, he had a legitimate chance of winning the presidency as a third party candidate.
But you know what? Any other time, though, third party is really, I feel like, just the way it's set up now, designed to steal your vote.
yeah, no,
You
and-
want to make a change, and
and-
you're being genuine, and you're thinking that you're going to do something, but if you're
we-
just stealing from the two.
And we know this because we know that countries like Russia and China have actively pushed third-party candidates, knowing that their preferred candidate would win if they could convince
Well,
people to vote for certain third-party
knowing
candidates.
that the outcome of the American people who want to vote something different than just Democrat and Republicans, right? All they have to do is push a likable third-party candidate, kind of similar to a Ross Perot or, Donald Trump maybe, just
Jill
saying.
Stein.
A Jill Stein or something along those lines,
Yeah.
and if you vote for that person, you're doing your civic duty and you're voting, so good
Ralph
for
Nader,
you.
he was
Ralph
the other
Nader,
big
that was the other one I
third-party,
couldn't think
another
of.
big
Yeah.
third-party guy that a lot of people were
but-
really into Ralph Nader,
But by voting for Ralph Nader, you're not voting for the two who are going to win.
who have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the one that I liked? It was Johnson,
Oh, Ron Johnson?
Ron Johnson.
Yeah, I remember.
But he
him.
was a little too free.
He was
He was the
thinking or
governor.
whatever.
He was
Yeah.
the governor of New Mexico.
New
back in the
Mexico
day.
gave
Yeah.
them a multi-million-dollar reserve.
Yeah,
and
there's an example of a guy who falls more on the right end of the spectrum that I wouldn't have been
well, he got it
terrified of being president.
whenever he got the most percentage of any third party
Yeah.
ever, and it was above the 1%. It was like 1.3%, which
Yeah.
for Democrats and Republicans, that's a here and there, but for a third party, That was the biggest that they had ever gotten. So,
and I think the threshold for them to include a third-party candidate in a presidential debate, I think they have to have at least 15% in the polling, and most of them never get there, so they don't even include them in the debates, and thus they have no chance. But then again, we just had a Republican debate last night that the front runner refused to participate in. So, it really, at least as of now, it's more of a sideshow to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because unless something major changes, Trump's going to win that nomination.
Dude, that was the worry, really, honestly, when he started running that quote unquote social media celebrity is going to totally destroy the presidency. And now we're going to have like Kevin Spacey will be the president, and like the whole, what was that Robin Williams movie where he was a comedian that became the president? Shit like that's going to go down, And here we are doing it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the real comedian that became the president, like the dude in Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, like that dude's actually leading his people,
Right.
How do you feel about that, Will? Like, because I know there's a lot of Republicans that seem to be supporting Russia in that war, whereas Ukraine is, at least in my opinion, clearly the more pro-America, pro-democracy country. Where do you stand on all of that?
I have dropped the ball on that because one of my good friends from high school, his wife's family, I don't think she was born in Ukraine, but her wife's the wife's family is from Ukraine. And she's like, it isn't what the mainstream is telling us. And I haven't talked with her.
Yeah.
But
so you don't have like a strong opinion one way or the other?
I think there's some other stuff going on, but I haven't.
There's always other stuff.
I haven't got the whole story from it.
Yeah, there's always something else going on.
Well, I feel
100%.
like based on the information that I have seen on the topic, I feel like we should support Ukraine because I feel like they support democracy, and
I don't know if they support democracy.
They want to be a democracy.
They at least are trying,
Much more so than Russia is.
I mean, Russia just flat out killed a dude. Yeah. We all know it.
No,
come on, we all know
it was
that.
a tragic accident,
right.
Just like the last guy and the guy before that.
It's a tragic accident, kind of like this dude who pissed me off and I put needle in neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
who was the journalist that showed up?
Khashoggi.
Yep.
Jamal Khashoggi. You remember Jamal Khashoggi?
I do not.
He was a reporter for
Was he poisoned with the plutonium or with the ricin?
No. You're thinking of somebody else. Khashoggi was the Iranian journalist who wrote articles for the New York Times, who's the prince of Saudi Arabia. He was at the embassy, and they killed Khashoggi and chopped his body up into pieces and put it in a suitcase.
I remember hearing about it.
And Donald Trump
that's not
didn't say shit about it.
No, that's a different person I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, you're thinking about the guy that they poisoned with ricin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is.
So not too long ago, there was a Russian writer, if I remember right, that showed up in, I want to say, England somewhere, and told them that Vladimir Putin's killing me. And basically he just was there to get hospice, I guess, because he was on the way out.
Yeah. No, he clearly has a long history of killing his detractors.
I was listening to NPR today, and they were saying that...
What is NPR?
National Public Radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was listening to them, KDHD out of Columbia, and they were talking about how Putin has a very high expectancy to kill all of his rivals. Like, every time somebody crosses him, they're gone.
Yeah. No, he's got
like within a certain time frame.
I mean, at least he should just, try to get them indicted. Instead of killing them, just indict them.
You mean like Trump does?
On multiple counts.
We do what we can.
Let's take a step back, Putin. Come on, man.
Yeah. We do what we can.
Your buddy Biden's just putting them in jail.
But dude, I mean,
oh my God, that should be a doll for kids. My buddy Biden. That sounds like an SNL thing.
Just sits there and drools on it.
He's got chains on his arms. Big teeth.
The things that Putin does in Russia, Trump would love to do here. Trump would love to lock up American journalists.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
He repeatedly calls the media the enemy of the people, which is like a very old play from a very old playbook.
He does a lot of oligarch
that dictators like to do. They demonize the media. And look, presidents have a not crazy. He looks like a prairie dog to me. I never was a Ja Rule fan.
Not me
personally.
either. My wife loves him.
He had the one decent song,
the
but
ladies
yeah, he
love
wasn't.
Yeah.
I
don't
only
get it.
think about you. What I do with you.
Baby.
That song. I don't want to be lonely. But
Fast
baby
and the
girl, put
Furious.
it on me. That song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was like the big hit that I remember. of
Damn,
his.
Dave remembers all the hits.
Yeah, it hurts my voice to try to imitate him. Hurts my throat.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, you know.
Yeah, Ja Rule. So, okay, I was
Yeah.
going to Google, why was he in prison?
Yeah. Why was he in prison?
In prison. This is not very good verbiage, Will, so don't judge me for my...
You know, that's if
Ja
you're-
Rule, why was in prison?
If you Patreon patron, don't
dude.
go looking at my notes either, because they've totally messed
Okay.
up like that. All right, why was he?
So there's one gangsta thing, and there's one not
He's only
gangsta thing.
37.
He's not very old.
He failed to file tax returns over a 5-year period, and attempted criminal possession of a weapon in 2010. How do you attempt criminal possession of a weapon?
I'd say
That he probably tried to either straw purchase, somebody tried to buy it for him,
Yeah.
or
But it
he
sounds like
did a gun show. 'Cause you
Okay.
can,
yeah.
you don't have to, if it's a individual sale, you don't have to fill out the form.
Well, could he have allegedly handed it off to somebody, and that
I don't know.
count as that too?
It looks like basically
Yeah.
they locked him up because he failed to pay $1.1 million in taxes between 2004 and 2008.
Well, the government do want their bite, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
ask Willie Nelson, right?
ask how many roads he's really enjoying with that kind of taxation there. You know, loving those roads. About $1 million worth of fucking road.
Thank you, Ja
I'm
Rule.
running
You
here.
paid your taxes, and now
Yeah.
my road is finally getting paid. Appreciate
thank
it.
you, Jesus. Right now, that pothole's getting fixed.
Is he really only 37? That seems.
No, 'cause
Baby.
I feel like he's got to be older.
he had to
than that.
be at least our age. At least,
Nah, man. You guys think like he was older?
yeah. He's
Search gay porn.
blah, 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 blah. He's at least 43.
You think he's 43?
Okay,
They say he's
a little-
47.
a little
Somebody
older.
accidentally typed the 3 when they should have typed the 4. That's what
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
there.
Ja Rule's publicist.
Either that
Because I was
or
like,
this
I knew that.
article
Yeah,
is
coming
written-
up that he was a give or take my age.
Yeah, either that or the article that I've got pulled up here is a 10-year-old article. That could very well be. Yeah, because it's dated 2013. So there you go. 2013. So yeah.
Wow, are you saying that you didn't pre-read before you did that? You're not looking at your sources?
No.
What kind of podcast do you
Patreon
take us
subscribers
for?
so we can get a fucking editor
The
in here. God
hell?
damn it.
Jesus.
Hey, okay, guys, I have a scenario for you. Have any of you guys seen the movie True Romance?
Shoot 'em.
It's one of Tarantino's I think it's Tarantino's
True
first
Romance.
film that he ever did. It was
No.
one of Brad Pitt's very first movie roles.
No.
It's
No,
about
I don't
it's
think so.
it's about these people that find a ton of cocaine, and try to sell it. You know.
Okay.
And so it's like one of those scenarios of like, what would you do if you found
Yeah.
you
we kind
know-
of had this talk last week.
Yeah, what would you do? What would you do? So, what would you do if you found a wallet with $2,000 in it, Scott? What would you do?
With 2,000?
$2,000 in cash. What
Like,
would you
is
do?
that it? That's just the 2,000? Where do I find the wallet at?
At the bottom of a river?
At the bottom of a river.
Is there identification?
Is there
in it?
identification in it?
There is.
Yeah, I probably give it back.
Yeah, I
to
probably
him.
can't. I can't read it
Because
my
I-
eyesight's
I
going.
remember-
I probably can't make out because
you
of
can
the
read
mud
the-
that's on it. It was
but you
like
can
wipe
read
off the mud. No, I can't see the.
But I could see those hundreds on that cash. Yeah. So this kid,
You know, if
in,
it had the dude's straight wallet and his name and
yeah.
everything.
yeah, I'd have to give it
I'd
back.
have to give it back.
Yeah.
My conscience wouldn't let
But
me.
if there was something to where it was like, I needed to
if you
try
felt
to
like you couldn't
chemically,
if you couldn't trace who the original owner was, then you probably
Right.
take it, right? Okay.
Well, I
be
mean,
like, hey,
yeah,
I found
if
a
it
brown
showed
wallet.
Up,
If you showed it's mine.
yeah, if it just showed up and there was no ID in it or anything.
well, then it's yours.
You know,
Yeah. Okay. So this
that's
guy,
a gift
this,
from the Lord.
this teenager fishing in a Minnesota lake reeled in a prize catch. A cash-stuffed wallet that turned out to have been dropped by an Iowa farmer 1 year earlier.
An Iowa farmer.
So this kid Connor Halsa, 14 of Moorhead, said he
Connor.
was fishing with a family on the lake Lake of the Woods when the line went tout. I thought I had a huge fish, so I set the hook really hard. He reeled his line in and discovered the catch was actually a soaked wallet containing $2,000 in cash. A business card inside the wallet helped them track down the owner, Iowa farmer Jim Denny, who said he lost his wallet while fishing on the lake a year earlier. The odds of ever finding or hooking a billfold in 20 feet of water? I don't think there's a number, Denny said. I would take Connor.
Can't do a Russian accent, but by golly, you got that.
Yeah,
farmer
Den-
one
I
there.
can
Built
do the
in.
southern one, yeah, for sure.
Built in, yeah.
Denny made the drive from Iowa to Moorhead to retrieve his wallet. He offered Halsa a cash reward, but the teenager refused it. And then he said, I would take Connor as a grandson any day, and I'd fight for him any day.
Fuck yeah.
Denny
America.
said.
Doesn't say how much he offered him.
No, but he did give him a personalized cooler and took his family out to dinner as a thank you.
Aw.
Took him to the local Applebee's.
I would have taken the cash. I'm just saying, Connor. No, not the original cash, but
Right.
when he offered to pay me cash as a
Yeah.
reward,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then I would have been like, okay, I guess that's cool.
Because I mean, even if you get that and you want to do something for it, like give it to a homeless
Yeah.
shelter or something. Do something with it. I don't
Do
know.
There
something
you
with, yeah,
go.
give it to a homeless shelter.
After I buy me some
Yeah.
Elijah Craig.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to get me a new bottle of Craig and a new bottle of cologne and a
get
couple pair of underwear.
Gonna go to Texas
little low on that
Roadhouse
Thomas
tonight,
Jefferson.
honey.
Right, we're going to eat them honey rolls, baby.
Butter
We're gonna get
rolls.
some filet mignon.
And then later we're going to get some filet mignon.
Another interesting thing that I read today: researchers reconstruct Pink Floyd song from
Oh, I
patients'
saw this.
brainwaves. You saw this, Scotty?
Yes. This is troubling to me.
Yeah. So
This is troubling.
Why are we spending money on
researchers created.
it? Is that my tax money at work?
That's
Back.
where your tax, see? That's
Yeah.
where fucking tax.
So researchers took the brainwaves of people listening to the song "Another Brick in the Wall." I think we all know that song. And were able to reconstruct the song solely by listening to like recordings of the brains or the brain
So
waves. or
they
whatever.
hooked up those little helmet cappy things, with
Yeah.
all the little electrodes on
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And they had people listen to the song. Then they started recording it while they were thinking about the song.
Yeah,
And they were able to recreate the song by people just thinking about it.
yeah. Is there an actual recording of what they?
I don't know.
got?
That would be amazing if it was.
What were they trying to?
So they're trying
accomplish?
they're trying to establish that neural link between thought and computers. They're trying to hook a person up to a computer to where the computer can read the person's memories.
Or their thoughts and just do what they want.
But in
them
this
to
case
do.
it's your memories. Specifically, they're targeting your memories. This thing can record them.
it's to help people that are paralyzed or people that
That's
are
how it
unable to
starts.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it starts. That's exactly how it starts.
How it
and
starts.
then something
Medically
happens,
help you.
and
now we need to find out whether this guy actually did something.
God forbid we have a Facebook that shows up, right? And
Yeah.
it becomes this huge, huge online thing that reads your thoughts. And then the government all of a sudden is like, hey, you read the thought of this dude in Chattanooga who's talking 5 years ago about blowing up a whatever, right? And so suddenly they just subpoena the company and they get access to your thoughts. Now
Would
the
that be a
government...
majority report instead of minority report? 'Cause
Now
it's
the
after
government,
the fact now?
yes. Now government has access to your thoughts through subpoena.
It's like a Minority Report, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, except what Will just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave.
So, come on, Dave. Electrodes
Come
implanted
on,
on
Dave.
patients' brain captured the electrical activity of brain regions known to process attributes of music, tone, rhythm, harmony, and words, as researchers played a 3-minute clip from the song. These recordings were gathered from 29 patients. All of the patients suffered from epilepsy, and surgeons implanted the electrodes to help determine the precise brain region causing their seizures. While in the hospital waiting to have 3 seizures to pinpoint the location of the seizures, we can do experiments like these if the patients agree. Eventually, the algorithm became smart enough to decode the brain activity into a reproduction of the Pink Floyd song that patients heard years earlier.
As long as they got to hook you up
years earlier.
Yeah, the study represents a
crazy.
step forward in the understanding of the neuroautonomy of music perception.
as long as you got to be hooked up and you just can't like go through a scanner and they're like, "Mwah,"
For now, brother.
be like, oh,
Like I said, this is how it starts. For now.
Every piece of technology that exists in this room today, if you could go back 200 years from now, it would be interpreted as magic, and
Oh, yeah.
we would be gods.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about God.
Well, you know, something.
I mean, to a
akin-
musician
something-
we
something
would.
akin to
But
that.
the average lawyer wouldn't give a fuck about any of this, or the average
about all this technology at our
Yeah,
fingertips.
back then.
Sure they would.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about if you had this back then. Like if I had power, maybe. But I'm surely not going to have the internet back in the day. Is that what you're talking?
No, I'm saying like if we could step in a time machine and go back 200 years and I could show somebody my iPhone,
Right.
it would
But you're
basically
200
they
years in
would
the-
interpret it as magic.
But you're 200 years in the past, so you're not going to like whip it out and get service.
well, but
All they're going to see is
there's
just,
plenty of things I can do without service.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Angry Birds. Oh, Lordy.
I mean, it would literally be.
So this saves civilization, Dave?
It would literally be interpreted as magic.
Potentially.
You know, just like when we hear these alien abduction stories, and you hear stories of people being, transported directly through walls and windows. It sounds like magic to us, but we know that it's theoretically possible according to physics.
I mean, everything's theoretically possible.
It's future
right?
physics, and that's the great thing about the universe, man. Is that if you can imagine it in your brain, eventually we're gonna figure out how to do that shit.
I believe I can fly.
That seems to be the underlying, theme of the universe. Is eventually you can pretty much figure out how to do anything, create any piece of technology, read a person's mind, transport yourself vast distances in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, maybe.
What a weird fucking place we live in, boys.
But we can't cure cancer. Mother.
Right, or a
There's
common
no money
cold,
in
right?
the cure, bro.
Right, or
There's no money in the cure.
Yeah. Boys, you want to shut it down? Do some after hours?
So hang out with us on After Hours, friend, where we're going to keep thrilling conversations like this one rolling again.
It's been a good conversation.
It has been a
tonight.
pretty thought-provoking episode.
Thanks for joining us on on the show, Mr. Will. It's always fun having
Appreciate
you. The invite. The funny thing is I texted Will, and I said, "Hey, man, would you?" This was after Biscuit told us he wasn't going to be able to make it, and so I texted Scott, and we decided we would hit you up. And as soon as I hit you up, you hit me up and said, "Actually, man, I was just thinking about that." So we were.
Well, I seen you with the new setup, and I was like, I'll just come by and say what's up. And you're like, hey. Want to come by?
Yeah.
I think the new setup's going to have to radically change because I'm finding so many issues with it.
Are you? Okay,
Yeah.
well,
I don't like it 100%.
I kind of like the old one better.
I see everyone says that. Boy,
Yeah.
Biscuit was flat out upset.
It more has to do with it's easier for me to look at.
I was going to
both
say, with
people at the
I've
same
been
time.
I've been watching Dave tonight. He's all over the place.
Yeah, because I can't look at both of you at the same time like I could before. So,
because did you have it once in the middle?
Yeah, so I had the old L, the inverted L. It was coming out. Now I'm going to try and utilize this table. So this is a cubicle. This is 2 cubicles, the old table here. And it's really been Frankenstein together a couple of times. I know where I can get another couple big tables, so I may go get maybe one. But I'm thinking about doing another L, inverting it this way, only I'll be sitting here with my back to actual board, and then all of us will be like before.
Yeah.
We'll have this kind of sit out so it has more in between area back here, and then I'll put a table this way and flip another one that way.
This man, his brain is always.
It's always moving.
Okay. Do it.
Sorry.
I can relate though. My brain is the same way.
Well, when you do what I've done forever, that's how it works.
That's me. That's me thinking about music all
Yeah.
the time, just hearing random noises and interpreting them.
Oh
as
yeah,
music.
100%.
Or
bro.
thinking, hey, I could sample that. That was dope. Yeah.
Right.
It's just the way we're made, man.
Yeah.
It's just the cloth we were cut from.
Yes.
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 Did you like that?
I guess.
Thanks, buddy.
That kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Hey, folks.
Are we like kissing cousins or something?
Maybe.
now? I
Wait,
don't know.
after hours? I mean, you got to pay to see that, right?
So talking about that, you can check us out on After Hours. Go to the Old 77. You know what? Go to patreon.com/the Old 77 podcast.
That's right.
And there for a $5 donation, you can
Skip
help.
your cup of coffee this week and
Never mind for that. Go on down to the Old 77 podcast on Patreon there and help us out. You can support local podcasts. You help us out tremendously. There you can watch Dave. We give you extra added
Watch
incentive. You can watch Dave.
Yeah.
You know, you can watch Dave.
Watch Dave.
Dave plays guitar over there a lot. We do a lot of Dave.
Yeah, we do a lot
Just
of Dave.
saying.
If you want
Boy, this-
full
this-
frontal, that's what you got to do, folks.
sell it.
For everything
Sell
else, everything else, we got to go to the OnlyFans page that we've yet to make.
You got to pay extra for the backside.
But
though.
damn, you know what?
Just got my toes done. Let's do this.
After last week talking with Biscuit, he really wants to start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, he does.
I've teased Eric. No, Nope, after hours. Fuck it, after hours.
Folks, thanks
Come
for listening.
on down.
We'll
So
see
we're
you
gonna
after
hang
this.
over there. Make sure you hang out with us.
Episode 171
171
in the books.
in the books,
Thanks
boys.
for listening, folks. We'll see you next time.
Laters.
Peace out, guys.
Listen at your own discretion.
For a transcript of the Old 77 podcast, write
Everett?
down everything
Oh, yeah.
the boys
Right,
said.
Everett.